Hello, everyone. I'm Tara C. Sinclair of Creations, and I want to have a little bit of a tech talk with you today, or a technology talk. I frequently use so many tools, or I guess it's not even frequently. Every day, I'm using another technology tool in my business, and whether that's presenting and recording, or whether that's in my sewing room, or whether that's making patterns. So I want to share some of my tips and tricks and the tools that I use with you in a little tech talk. So today I want to speak specifically to Linktree and QR codes. This is something that was recently brought up in the Baggy Baddies Facebook group. It's a community where bag makers get together and talk business about selling bags, selling patterns, selling products, perhaps those back end pieces of our business of wholesale purchasing and all the stuff. All the stuff. There's a lot of faucets to this business side. So it was recently brought up that somebody needed a quick way to share their business with other people. So this is one of those ways. So as I said, I'm Tara C. Sinclair with Creations, a bag pattern designer, but I also do presentations and I teach regularly. So let's get right into this and take a look at this. I'm going to turn that web camera off so you have this whole presentation screen. And let me give you a little bit of information on some technology. So as I mentioned, we are going to talk about Linktree and QR codes, like this little bugger in the corner. So the very first question is, what challenge are we trying to overcome here? You may not find this a useful tool or a useful piece of technology, but here are some of the scenarios I've come up with, such as someone is in person and needs to find you online. So you're at a market and you're selling your products, or you've run into them and they need to find you online quick and easy. That's one scenario here. Another one is they have a product of yours and they need to find out more about it. In this case, I'm just showing a business card, but maybe they have a purse that you've already sold them and you've got a hang tag on it. That's one of those scenarios. Or maybe you're selling something, but you want to show or give them quick access to how to care for that product. Or maybe you're selling a kit or interfacing and you want to show them how they can do something with it in a tutorial. All of these scenarios are challenges that we need to overcome in some manner. And yes, I can say head to my website creations.com. Do you know how many ways people can spell that? Or how many mistakes they can put in that website? So many. So, the other thing I like to discuss before you get into technology is, what are your requirements? Every single person has a slight different list of requirements that are important to them. So for me, I need all my links to be found in one place. Facebook, my Facebook community, my Instagram, my TikTok, um, anything that I have going on, my website, of course, where my patterns can be found, or even the last few months, I've been a Bag of the Month Club pattern designer, so the link to the Bag of the Month Club. All of those links need to be in one place. And not only that, I need to be able to change it or update it at any time, such as the Bag of the Month Club just ended, so I don't need that to be a prevalent link right now. So I need to take that off. Or I was participating in an event, so I wanted that link up there while that event was happening, but now I need to take that off. So I need to be able to update it. What else? Well, I need my customers to be able to get to that link or that page regardless of what device they're using. I don't care if they're using a Google phone or an iPhone. My customers need to be able to find me. That's really the key there. And not only that, they shouldn't need to be trained to use whatever tool I'm going to use. So I want it to be easy, simple. So what's my solution? My solution is a QR code that an individual scans with the camera on their device. If you use your camera right now and scan that QR code, you are going to be taken to my landing page with all my pertinent links or embedded videos. Not only that, I like to consider some things like custom branding of the QR code. Make it an easy to generate and modify landing page, and that landing page should be branded to Creations. So even if you take a look at this entire page, this PowerPoint, the QR code, and that landing page are all the same color scheme, everything, keeping my brand noticeable and visible. So to do this, I use two primary tools. The first one is that landing page. We need to know where we're going before we figure out how to get there. So the landing page, I use Linktree, but you could definitely use your web host, your website, whether that's Wix or Shopify or e-commerce or WordPress, whatever that may be. You could use that to generate your landing page. And then I use a custom QR code generator to create that QR code in the bottom of the screen. And there's so many of them, such as Linktree has its own QR code generator. Canva, if you use that for your photo editing, has a QR code generator. There's qrcodegenerator.com, qrcodemonkey.com. All you have to do is Google free QR code generator and you're going to find a whole bunch. I do want to toss it out there. I have zero affiliation with any of those businesses or websites. I use one that works for me. You may use something else that works for you. Part of that requirement gathering that I like to do. So let's dive in and take a look at this and see how I get this set up. So heading into Google Chrome here, let's open this sucker up and let's head to Linktree as a website. So Linktree, as I said, is the tool that I use for my landing page. Now, maybe you're not quite sure why to use Linktree, but if I head to Instagram and I share something on my website or on my Instagram feed, I have one opportunity for people to come to my bio and use a link. I only get one link here, only one. And so I use Linktree. And that just brings up the list of links that they can find me at. So first you have my social icons, and then you have my hot topics. So perhaps I'm sharing a tutorial this week about how to make the Keanu backpack. You can find that on my YouTube. But how do you go find that? You head to my Linktree. There is my Creations YouTube channel. Just clicking that link, whether you're on your phone or you're on a desktop, will take you to my channel. Or maybe you wanted to go find me on TikTok or take a look at my blog posts. I need to make sure that I can make these editable and update these to keep them relevant at all times. So, Linktree, that's the tool I use, Linktr.ee, Linktree. So I'm going to log in here. And when you set this up, the first thing you want to do is set up your basic settings. You choose your name. So here I have Linktree / Creations. If your personalized URL is not available, I do recommend trying to come up with something that does represent you. Here you can see the different links I've set up, but not all of them are active right now. See this toggle here? This one's an active one with the green, whereas this one is inactive. If I flip this toggle, then on the right, you can see it just popped up. Or I flip that toggle again, and now it's going to disappear. When you add a new link, you get a whole bunch of options. First is the title. What do you want to display here? You can write anything in here. And then you come up with your URL. So maybe I want my favorite sushi place. Or You know what? There is a great pizza place around here. Let's go get that URL. Right there. Here's my URL. I posted in there. And then I can do a whole bunch of other stuff here. Okay. My big thing is the thumbnail, which is your little picture here. And this is where you can add a custom image. So I can upload my own thumbnail, go find a photo from my device. Got a photo, hit save and upload, and check it out. I just added a new link. I like sushi, or Raven's daughter likes to call it sushi. And again, I can make this inactive just by hitting that green toggle, and now it's off my list, but it's still here, just in case I need to edit it. Now, if I wanted to, I could get rid of this right off my list, hit that trash can. I can delete it forever. No big deal. Now, you also get to change your appearance. Now, this is part of that branding I was talking about. I like everything in my world to have a certain look and have a certain feel. So here I have one of those pictures of me. I have my title of Uh-Oh Creations. You can see it shows at the top here. And then I have my bio, which I try to keep that really condensed. You only get 80 characters. You can join the pros and you can get more features than I have. The first one there is to remove the Linktree logo. If you scroll all the way down here, the Linktree logo is there. If you don't want that, you can purchase a subscription. You also, when you get a subscription, you can upgrade to so many new themes and everything. However, these that don't have that upgrade icon are available with a free Linktree account. So try it out. See if you like it. Down here, you can even change your background. So here we have gradients and flat colors. I've got a gradient on mine right now. You can tell by that box that's around my background. And then I've got it set to go as a gradient down. So the light colors at the bottom, the dark colors at the top. And I chose a color that I have on my website. This is a color that I use in a lot of places. You also then get to choose what kind of buttons you want. And of course, if you've upgraded, there's some fancy buttons. But here, if you watch my buttons on the screen on the right, they'll change as I select them. Completely up to you what you want happening here. Back to my square buttons, rectangle. You then have colors for each of those and your fonts. And again, when you go to choose your font, you can also get into some pretty fancy ones. Lots of options. So once you've got your Linktree set up, you need to send people to it. First, take that Linktree link right here at the top, and you hit the share button, and you can copy the URL. Okay. Now, one of the things I was talking about is Linktree has its own QR code generator. It's right there. If you generate your QR code with Linktree, you get that little Linktree icon in the center of it. I'm going to go back to the branding thing. I don't want the Linktree icon in the center of my QR code, so I don't want to do that. But you can copy your Linktree, and let's go create that QR code. So I'm going to create a new tab here, and we're going to go free QR code generator. Search that sucker. As I mentioned, there's a whole bunch. So it's up to you to find one you like that provides the features you want for your QR codes. So in this case, I'm going to go to QR Code Monkey. I do like QR Code Monkey because I don't need an account and I can put my logo in the center of it, and it has a whole bunch of customizations I can do without having to log in or have another user account somewhere. So your first step on any QR code, keep this in mind, you can create this for anything. Your URL. We don't want to send people to QR Code Monkey. We want to send them to our Linktree. Okay? The next one is to set your colors. You can do a single color, a gradient, or custom eye colors. Let's do a color gradient. And let's go find a red for fun. Now, what kind of gradient do we want? Let's go radial. Okay, my background, I'm just going to leave it as FFFFFF. That's white. Zeros, blacks. So those two, just get used to them. They're always going to be there. From there, I'm going to choose a logo image. So let's upload an image. I'm going to choose my Bernina Ambassador logo. I do so on a Bernina and I love it. Remove my background behind the logo. Okay. Right now, if you think about it, you've got all the pieces in behind the background. I don't want those. So let's remove that. And then come down further to customize the design. This is where you can get pretty funky. And I don't know which QR code generators have these features and which ones don't. So you may need to poke around a little bit to find features that are important to you as an individual. So in here, let's choose my body shape. There's some pretty cool shapes in here, such as this sucker. Let's go dots. My logo that I'm using is a circle, so let's go with dots. The eye frame shape is this frame, okay? This outer box on the three eyes. Let's go with a circle on that one too. And then the eyeball shape. The eyeball is inside the corners. Let's go with these funky dots here. So I've got a lot of pieces going on here. I've got my content, which is my link, my URL for my Linktree. I've got colors and I've got my logo, and then I customized it. So let's go see what that looks like. Let's create that QR code. Pretty decent. So there's that logo. You can see it's got that gradient out. So it's got the red on the outside coming into the black with the colors I chose. We have that circle eye and then the funky dots on the inside for the eyeball. That's pretty cool. At this point, I can download that as a PNG. Wait for it to be generated. Don't be getting all clicky here. And once you've downloaded this, it's just an image. You get to use this wherever you want. So you can see in the bottom it downloaded for me, and everything downloads to my download folder. And when I open that, it's an image. It's a PNG file. I can put this on my PowerPoints. I can take this over to Vistaprint where I get my tags or my business cards created, and I can put it on my business card design. I can put this in a Word document or, heaven forbid, an Excel document. I'm not quite sure why we'd want to do that. I can put this on the sign that's going to show in front of my booth somewhere, or I could put this on my labels that I'm going to stick on my parcels. It's just an image. And this URL or this QR code will always take people to my Linktree because that is what it's coded to do. So that's where the QR code comes in. That's where Linktree can be a huge benefit to us. And now you can hook them together and use them yourself. The most important thing to keep in mind with a QR code is you don't want it to be the item showing up on their cell phone if they're browsing things. You want this to be your in-person item. So as I mentioned, putting it on a label that they'll have their phone in their hand and they can scan, putting it on a sign so that they can point it at the sign and scan it, or on your hand tag or hang tag for your product. They can point their phone at it and scan it. All they need to do is open up their camera app, hover over that and point it at that QR code, and you'll see the business is coming your way. So thanks for hanging with me during my tech talk. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you find my link in Linktree, there's an email there, or you can head to my website to shop the patterns, and you can contact me through that as well. Thanks so much.